It's surreal.
What's the most fantastic thing that we can do walking through Ephesus? But listen to Rick Steves tell us about Ephesus. So we're going to listen to his audio tour on the way. Here we go. Public toilets. One of the fascinating things about Ephesus is over the years they built so many beautiful things here. The kings would commission different projects, and there was a temple that was constructed, and it only lasted, I think, 150 years. Like I want to say 200 AD, and it was destroyed, but it was considered to be one of the ancient seven wonders of the world. It was so magnificent. I mean, I think the thing was like 400 feet by 160 feet with like 56-foot columns that were all marble, the whole thing. We'll try to put up a picture here. Allie actually did a little class project when she was younger. She drew it.
Wow.
What do you think?
It's surreal to think 3,000 years ago, people were sitting here, and apparently this is the place where the Apostle Paul confronted the pagans, in this theater. I mean, Rick Steves told me, so don't take my word for it, take his word for it.
Now listen here, everyone. Don't screw it up. Don't kill each other. Don't screw it up. The eternal flame, the keeper of the flame, was here. They also had the eternal flame. I think it was just right over here. And they'd keep it for the city, and they'd have to make sure that there was enough oil on the... hold on a second, Rick Steves is talking. 1 second, guys.
The daughter of Zeus.
All right, here you go. They'd keep the eternal flame to make sure there was always lit, and that made sure the city would continue and it would endure.
So this was the second largest city, apart from Rome, in the Roman Empire. And it's reported that Julius Caesar, even Cleopatra, visited here, which is, my mind can't really understand that and make the connection. But this is where all the water would come through, and then it would go down. Steve!
What the heck?
Why are you talking over me, Steve?
Her impressive and fascinating. Early Ephesus was part of the sophisticated Ionian world, located along the west coast of today's Turkey. Their culture inspired the rise of Golden Age Greece just across the pond.
Can I say incredible? Was it incredible?
Just past the two stone pillars with carved reliefs is Domitian Square. Turn left and enter the square.
This is the goddess of Nike. I wonder where all the big corporations get their ideas from. Maybe some other sources? I always wondered, is the whole Starbucks thing, was it actually from a boat, from a book, or is it from a whole nother thing? Is Starbucks actually like the goddess of Nike? I don't know. Only a few people on earth know the answers. You got to turn around to see the good stuff here, because everybody else just walked by these two thinking it was just a pillar, but these are actually the two entrances to tell you where we're going. They pointed in the right direction. It kind of reminded me of like how in Chinchín, in Trujillo, in Peru, they always had the animals point in the right direction in the etches. That way you knew which way you were going. Here, they had statues face in the right direction, and the statue represented where you were at. So it was kind of their modern day version of the sign. Pretty incredible. Look, it's one of Mark Twain's cats. The Apostle Paul probably met right here when he was here AD 50, 52. Right before he wrote to the Corinthians and perfected love, communicated the message of love, what love was, as we read in the Corinthians today. He's probably standing right here on his way to go get a doner kebab, thinking about what love was.
Let me think about this for a minute today. Let's write this down. Love is patient, love is kind, it doesn't envy, it doesn't boast, it isn't proud, it keeps no record of wrongs. And he's like thinking as he's walking here, like, what is love?
Okay. This guys. Oh. 40 people would use the bathroom at the same time, babe.
How about
No, Rick, this is a heritage landmark site.
yeah, but even heritage landmarks occasionally have
No,
to just let one.
I'm sorry.
Just have to let one rip, he said.
I won't mention anything.
We've done other bathroom stuff before. Remember a long time ago I had dates in the bathroom? Well, we are in a Roman bathroom. Now, most people couldn't afford to go to the bathroom in their own places, so they had to go to public bathrooms here, and this accommodated 40 people at a time. This was a male side, and then there was also a female side, and this is how they were. They sat down next to each other, and they went to the bathroom.
Really close. There's no social distancing here. You're cheek to cheek. Wow.
I think a lot of the decision making actually probably happened in this room. And so if it was crappy, makes perfect sense, right? Forgot to mention, they didn't have toilet paper, so they used sponges on sticks. And, if your friend went before you and it wasn't so bad, you just use that sponge. This is exactly where Julius Caesar walked. The Apostle Paul, the great early church. The city of Ephesus, the third largest city or second largest city in the world at the time. Amazing. Everyone was right here. This was it. The library, we just saw the Library of Celsus, was the third largest library in the world at the time, with like 12,000 scrolls, I think. Amazing.
Swept along under the wing of the Byzantine Empire. That was the Christian empire ruled from Constantinople, today's Istanbul. But the city was plagued by the same old problem. The harbor kept silting up.
So, what happened to Ephesus? How did it get buried? Well, despite being conquered many times, that's not what actually finished it off. What actually happened was the harbor used to come really close, maybe less than a quarter of a mile from where we are right now. And the goods would come in and out, and it was super easy. Well, the waste of the community eventually became so overwhelming, the crap, that it went through and it actually started building on essentially more land, but it was like marshland, and it was very disgusting. So they couldn't get the ships in and out anymore. So once it became marshland, it also started breeding mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes spread malaria to most of the people here, and so many people ended up dying that they couldn't sustain it anymore. Crazy. So from there, the people went to another city, and there were several earthquakes, and this place was buried until the late 1800s when archaeologists started to uncover it. It's one of the biggest excavation projects in the world, and it's only 15% uncovered. Imagine the mysteries here, guys.